Don't usually buy anything from a takeaway. Chips. If you're American, you call these fries. They're chips, okay? If you come to England and ask for chips, you'll get these. Chips in this country are called crisps, okay? Because they're crispy. Okay? These are chips, okay? Chips is in a chip of a potato. Fried. Chips. Proper chips, not these thin, pathetic things that you eat. Potato. Potato. Yeah? Not potato starch. Potato. Okay? Commonly known as chips in England. Anyway, I'm going to stop this, eat my chips, and then carry on about the weather. Okay, YouTube, let's talk about the weather. A lot of you are probably pissed off. This is to normal people I don't usually talk to about the weather. The weather's not right. And you don't have to be that bright to realise the weather's not right. As a human being that goes out each day and puts items of mail through your door, and there's a royal in the title of the company I work for, that I've worked for the last 10 years, I work outside. I know what the weather's doing, I know what it's like. I've had 10 years experience of what the weather's like. Now, since 2007, I think I've had a YouTube account, 2006, the weather's not been entirely right. And I put in one day, freaky weather, into YouTube. And I got up a whole list of stuff, and amongst them stuff were a thing called chemtrails. So I watched a chemtrail video and thought the person who was talking about it were absolutely insane and were talking out their arse. I thought, how the hell can you change the weather on this massive planet? It's impossible. I was ignorant to it too. It didn't take long after a few weeks of research to realise that I was as ignorant as the people who are now denying that this thing exists when it does, and the governments admit it. And even recently, it's funny because I've done a bit of digging. And between 1947 and 1967, I think it was, might not be the exact dates, BBC done a documentary on it, how East Anglia, which is the area of England that I live in, were tested with biological warfare, spraying stuff out of aeroplanes and out the back of vans. Okay, and funny enough, one of my friends' father used to work for the RAF and confirmed this was going on, because they liaisoned with the doctors to see how viruses that they put into the upper atmosphere spread. Okay. Also, if you go on the BBC, there's an actual title or headline that says, "Rainmaking machine causes floods." This was in 1947, I think, or 49. The flooded water in this particular area down in Devon, where it's happened since, near enough washed a whole hotel away. Okay. It's also recently come out that the American army used geoengineering, cloud seeding, weather modification, chemtrails, stratospheric sulfite, aerosols, whatever you want to call them, to lengthen the monsoon season. And they managed to lengthen it by about 40 odd days. And they said, what was the famous catchphrase? Something about don't kill with bullets but kill with mud, or something like that. Win with mud. I can't remember, there's a stupid catchphrase. But, they've admitted it. They've admitted that they can manipulate the weather on any means they want. And most people can't get their heads around the fact that, the powers that be want to lower the population. This is a fact. There's people out there who actually genuinely think there's too many people on this planet to sustain the kind of lifestyle we're having. Well, it is. If we keep consuming shit the way we do, years ago we used to make things that last. Now everything's fucking disposable. It's just like, it's rife. It's not rocket science, is it? What do you need to live? Food, water, and a warm place to sleep. It really winds me up. And I can tell you for a fact the weather ain't right. And people are like, oh yeah, but global warming. There's no such fucking thing as global warming. Let's get this straight, okay? There's no such thing as global warming. There's no such thing as global cooling. And there's no such thing as climate change. Okay, our climate naturally changes. Carbon monoxide, not carbon dioxide being absorbed into the ocean and being released back into the atmosphere. There's an 800-year lag. Okay, scientists have discovered this. Okay, and people are getting sick now. There's a lot of diseases. There's a lot of breathing issues. There's loads of stuff. Now, I'm not one for taking unnatural products. I'd rather get the sun out there. And as you can see by my arm, there's a little white patch there. Or you might not be able to see it that much. But there's a white patch here and a line. It's because I'm in the wrong way. There's sun in the background. Let's see if you can see it now compared to that one. But there's a line here. And there's a line up here where I've had my bandana on as well, across here, while I've been out on delivery. But yeah, I'll get the vitamin D from the sun if I can. But I also use this in the winter. And I only use it because I have to. Okay? Because, at the end of the day, it's another company making up things. And what's in it is probably, I know part of it is in sheet membrane or something fucking ridiculous. Look at that. Bulking agent, microcrystalline, cellulose and pregelanised starch, which isn't good because I'm vegetarian, but I'm sorry, vitamin D is so fucking important. Vitamin D, D3, calciferol carrier is effluxsucrase, which is something to do with sheet membrane. Polyvinyl, polypro, whatever it is. If I don't show you, it's going to be backwards because I'm on the webcam with the map. But you can see the length of those words. It's not great. It's not the best thing in the world, right? To take long term. But in the winter, I take this. I haven't had a cold. Every time I've got a sore throat or a snotty nose or something like that, it's been because of acid in the upper atmosphere, sulfur, barium, and cadmium that's being sprayed. Okay. Collidar silver, or active silver as they call it now, will solve that problem. I also take this every day as well, which helps your high blood pressure. My missus hasn't, I don't think, suffering from it anymore because of it. So, we all know that cannabis lowers the blood pressure, but this is the same sort of thing in some respects. Because of the omega-3s, the omega-6, 9 and 3, all help with, you think about, what is a vein? What is a vein? Hold on, what is a vein? Have I got one in here? What is a vein? What is a vein? It's rubber. It moves. You think when you bend your arm, your vein has to bend. Yeah, it has to be pliable. It can't be brittle, because if it's brittle, it'll break. Brittle, it'll break, and then you have a stroke. Yeah? Or imagine if you bent your arm and then your vein fucking burst because it's brittle. It's rubber. Yeah? What's this? Hemp oil. Look at it. Look, it's oil. It's oil. It's not rocket science, is it? It's not rocket science. We're water and carbon. And we've got loads of other shit in us as well, Not everything's made out of water and carbon. There's small amounts of zinc, small amounts of magnesium, small amounts of these bloody omegas. Essential fatty acids. Essential. The key's in the title. But people don't eat enough oily fish and don't eat the right foods because they're tainted. The food line's tainted. They love it. People are just fucking sick. There's people off sick in the middle of May with colds. What's that about? How the fuck have you got a cold when the sun's out? I don't get it. It's just, today, the weather, this morning, cloud all over the place. Horrible. Look at it now. Huh? It was like 8 degrees this morning and windy. People can see that the weather's not right, but they think it's because of climate change. The scientists told them. They haven't got their own minds. You can't go out and research it yourself, can you? Stratospheric sulfite aerosols. They're a fact. There's no, I don't know what that is, sort of thing. But it's just, sorry I haven't been on YouTube much, but I've got to the point where I've got a radio show that I do now, and that's kind of more important. That has more of my time to it, because I have a conversation on here, I then get insulted left, right and centre by people who really haven't got their own mind. and don't want to do research and just want to insult. And I think to myself, why do I bother? So I'm doing something else that I've got 3,000 viewers, or listeners, should I say, in comparison to 50 viewers on YouTube. So that's why I haven't been on here much, because other people want me somewhere else, you know? You go where the work is. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say other than peace, love and light, really. Yeah.